Why were there Scottish victims of the English Civil War? This wee hill behind me might not look like much, but this mound in Falkirk's Calendar Park marks the burial spot of over 60 local men killed by Oliver Cromwell and his forces in the English Civil War in 1651. The crowns in Scotland and England had been united in 1603. Charles I, born over the 4th in Dunfermline, had been a controversial king. His sidelining of Parliament, along with tax rises and religious tensions, ultimately sparked a rebellion from Cromwell and his Roundhead supporters. By the year 1651, Charles I was executed, but his remaining supporters continued to resist, fighting for the restoration of the monarchy and the installation of Charles I's son on the throne.
Calendar House behind me here in Falkirk is the home of the Earl of Calendar, a supporter of the Royalist side and an experienced soldier who'd been forced into exile in Holland. In the days long before football rivalries, there were clearly no issues with a prominent Falkirk family supporting a Dunfermline one. Cromwell's forces would return into their garrison in Linlithgow from a battle west of Falkirk in July 1651 when Calendar's men, led by a Lieutenant Galbraith, fired upon them. Calendar House was a major nuisance for Cromwell's men, and at the end of their tether, the decision was taken to deal with them once and for all. Cannons were summoned to seize the property. Galbraith was offered the opportunity to surrender twice, but even as cannonballs rained down on him and his men, he refused to give in. 62 of the 75 men who garrisoned the house were killed by Cromwell and his forces, including Galbraith, and it's said that Cromwell himself even stayed in the ruins. The burial mound was later built to mark the skirmish, with the men buried underneath. Ultimately, the Earl of Calendar would have the last laugh. Upon the restoration of Charles II to the throne in 1660, and 9 years after his estate's desecration, he was returned the building and he was able to begin work on its restoration.